community service program, and a lot more things going on, so check us out online. Our lecture series is made possible thanks to the Department of Philosophy and Religious Studies, which is our home within the College of Language, Literature, and Social Sciences here. And we're also thankful to the Anderson Foundation and our local faith communities for general support of our lecture series. This lecture in particular is made possible with thanks to the Philip Markowitz family. And in particular with thanks to the 2 adult children of Philip Markowitz who established it in their father's honor a few years ago, as well as the visiting assistant professorship that Dr. Riddell holds. So those 2 are Alan Markowitz, who's a physician now and a full-time faculty here at UT after 30 years in private practice in town, and Ms. Sylvia Neal, who's faculty at the Northwestern University Law School. Both the lecture and the visiting assistant professorship have been incredibly helpful for bringing expertise on Judaism to campus. It literally would not be here without this gift. So we are incredibly grateful to the Markowitzes for making this happen. Philip Markowitz himself is a retired Toledo businessman and a Holocaust survivor who has dedicated his life to the personal study of the ancient Jewish scriptures that we're going to be talking about tonight. You can read more about him in your program, and also in his recent book, My 3 Lives, which is going to be for sale at the back at the end of tonight's lecture. But to whet your appetite, his 3 lives are: first, a life full of tradition growing up in Poland as the son of a rabbi; second, in a Jewish ghetto in Poland, and then in Auschwitz and other concentration camps after the Germans invaded Poland during World War II, which he survived through faith and determination to lead his 3rd life here in Toledo, where he worked hard to give his wife and 3 children all the opportunities that this country can afford. We are very honored to have with us here tonight one of these children, Dr. Alan Markowitz, and his wife Hinda, as well as Mr. Philip Markowitz himself and his wife Jojo. So would you please stand so that we can recognize you? Thank you for your gift. Tonight's speaker is Dr. James Waddell, who has been the Philip Markowitz Visiting Assistant Professor of Judaism and Jewish Biblical Studies at UT for 3 years now. We've been extremely lucky to have him. His specialties include biblical studies, Second Temple Judaism, 7 classical languages, including Biblical Hebrew, Aramaic, Classical and Koine Greek, Latin, Coptic, and Syriac. So the title of Dr. Waddell's talk tonight is Mockery and Sarcasm, Biblical Satire in its Social and Political Context. This is, as you know, such a timely topic, and given the growth of new forms of mockery and sarcasm, cruising our active media venues with impacts in our own social contexts. I think of my own children who are now under some anti-bullying legislation and policies in their school. And you can think of our own political context, which we are acutely aware of now, positioned just 10 days before the election, with a lot of mockery and sarcasm on the way there. So it builds perspective on us, on all of this that we are getting accustomed to in our own society in new ways, to remember that mockery and sarcasm are an ancient game. And I personally am looking forward to seeing how that game was played long ago in ways that surface in the Hebrew Bible. So please hold your questions until after the lecture, at which time Dr. Waddell will answer them. You can come to that microphone right there to ask them, and then he would answer from up here. Join me now in welcoming Dr. Waddell to the platform.